Hello, my name is Eric Cisneros, and today I will be showing flexibility assessments featuring 4 different protocols. The first assessment shown will be the YMCA sit and reach test. The sit and reach test is used to test the flexibility of the hamstrings and the lower back. This protocol requires the individual to sit with the legs extended and a yardstick placed in between. A use of a taped marking at the 15-inch line should be extended to both sides. The line is the starting point where the individual's heels should be placed, resting 10 to 12 inches apart. The testing procedure is to reach forward as the individual exhales, placing one hand on top of the other and holding the final position for 2 seconds so a measurement can be taken. The measurement is done in inches. 2 trials of the test should be done with the best score being recorded. The head should remain in a neutral spine with the knees straight throughout the duration of the test. My results for this test were 23 inches. At the age of 27, this placed me in the well above average category. The next protocol is the Canadian trunk test, which will test the flexibility of the hamstrings and lower back. For this test, the shoes must be removed before the protocol begins. The protocol requires one hand to be placed over the other as the subject reaches forward and exhales. The required final position is held for 2 seconds. The knees must remain straight throughout the entire test. This test should be done 2 times and recorded in centimeters. The results of my test were 33 centimeters, which placed me in the category of good. The third procedure to be tested is the chair sit and reach test. This test is done on both sides. This assessment is usually done with those with a functional limitation or for the older populations. This will test the flexibility of the hamstrings and the lower back and is to be set on a chair of 17 inches in height placed against the wall, and the use of a ruler is necessary. With one hand placed on top of the other, the subject is to reach forward while keeping one foot flat against the floor. The final position should be held for 2 seconds. The measurement is taken from the big toe extended and is recorded as a positive or negative score. A negative score is given for an attempt which has the finger's final position lie in the space between the big toe and the body. A positive score is given if fingertips pass the big toe. If the fingertips reach only to the big toe, this is scored as a 0. The final assessment is a Thomas test. This test is done on both sides, with the individual laying in the supine position, which is on their back. The testing procedure is used to test the flexibility of the person's hip flexors. The procedure for this test requires the non-testing leg to stay flat on the floor, while the testing leg is to be raised up towards the body. If the non-testing leg is able to stay flat on the floor, the hip flexor of the testing leg is identified as being flexible. If the non-testing leg becomes elevated, it is identified as inflexible. The scoring of this procedure results as a flexible or inflexible reading.